Hi, welcome to Lakshmi Study Room. Today our topic is structure of nephron. It was very important for your board examination, SSC examinations. Questions from this topic may be 8 marks and 4 marks and 2 marks also. So let us learn about the structure of the nephron. So nephron contains two parts, Malpighian body and renal tubule. So this entire part will be called as a Malpighian renal tubule, and this part, cup-like part, will be called as a Malpighian body. Again, Malpighian body contains two parts. One is glomerulus and the second one is Bowman's capsule. This cup-like structure will be called as a Bowman's capsule, and the bunch of fine blood capillaries structure will be called as a glomerulus. How the bunch of blood capillaries formed? These are formed from efferent arteriole. So efferent arteriole comes from renal artery. So renal, here we should know the terminology. What is the meaning of renal? So renal, the word related to kidney. So whenever we hear some words, we have to remember some particular parts. For example, renal related to kidney. Similarly, pulmonary related to lungs. Cardio related to heart. So these are the important things. So renal artery brings the blood to the Bowman's capsule with the help of afferent arteriole. So whenever the afferent arteriole enters into the Bowman's capsule, it will divide and forms a small branch of blood capillaries, and after that it will enters in the form of efferent arteriole. So what is arteriole and the difference between what is artery and what is arteriole? So the artery, if artery is divided into form a small branch, that will be called as the small branch of artery will be called as a arterioles. In the same way, vein, so the small branch of veins will be called as a venules. The small branch of vein will be called as a venules. The small branch of artery will be called as a arterioles. So what is the main function of artery? Arteries always bring the blood sent to various organs, but veins always collect the blood from various organs sent to heart. Artery bring the blood from heart and send to all the body parts. Here a efferent arteriole brings the blood along with the some waste material. So the waste material should be filtered here, because Bowman's capsule accommodate for glomerulus, and it has a single layer of squamous epithelial cells. The squamous epithelial cells are called podocytes. The Bowman's capsule has a single layer of epithelial cells. It will be called as a podocytes. So these podocytes, between the podocytes there are small pores are there. These small pores which allow the waste from the glomerulus into Bowman's capsule. So from the Bowman's capsule, it has a filtrate. The filtrate will be called as a primary filter. Primary urine. The primary filter will be called as a primary urine. So next, see the diameter of the efferent arteriole and efferent arteriole. So the diameter of the efferent arteriole is larger and the diameter of the efferent arteriole is smaller. So in your textbook they gave which arteriole diameter was larger, efferent or efferent. Efferent arteriole diameter is larger. And why the efferent arteriole has a lesser diameter than afferent arteriole? Because the narrower outlet will create lot of pressure inside the glomerulus. This pressure helps to filtrate the blood. So this filter will be called as a ultrafiltration. This filter will be called as a ultrafiltration. So the next part is renal tubule. So renal tubule, it has a three parts. The first, convoluted tubule, and the loop of Henle. This will be called as a loop of Henle. And second, convoluted tubule. So what is the meaning of convoluted here? So convoluted seems it has some foldings like this. Here also, second convoluted tubular also some foldings here. But loop of Henle, it doesn't have any foldings. So this is the first or proximal convoluted tubule, and this one is the second or distal convoluted tubule. So the first convoluted tubule, otherwise it will be called as a PCT, and the second convoluted tubule will be called as a DCT. Okay. So the primary urine will passes from the PCT, then it will enters into the loop of Henle, then it will enters into the DCT, then it will enter into the DCT. So this is the passage of the primary urine within the tubule. So next, so the renal tubule, then the collecting duct. So all the collecting is, each kidney has a nearly 1.3 to 1.8 millions of nephrons are present in each kidney. So these are the filtrating units which were present in the kidney. So the nephrons are called as the structural and functional unit of the kidney. Actually, what's the main function of kidney? Kidneys can filter the blood. Similarly, what the function of heart? Heart can pump the blood throughout the body parts. Similarly, what is the main function of lungs? Lungs can purify the blood. So each organ has a specific function. So in kidneys, what is the main function of kidney? Kidney can filtrate the blood. So filtration is going on in each part? Nephron. So ultimately, nephrons are called structural and functional units of the kidney. So the renal tubule, which has a three parts. What are they? PCT, loop of Henle, and DCT. So the entire tubules enter into the collecting duct. Then the collecting duct enter into the calyces. If you see the longitudinal section of the kidney, it has a pyramid-like structures. So each pyramid has a lines. These lines look like a calyces. So each calyces we can represent as a nephron. So calyces enters into the kidney. Kidneys enters into the pelvis. Pelvis later move into the ureter. So what enters into the calyces? Calyces enters into the pyramid. Pyramid enter into the pelvis. Then pelvis enter into the ureter. Ureter enter into the urinary blood. Why all these things I said? Because in your examination some flow charts also given. So you have to remember the way of the filtrate moving through the tubule also. So you should remember these things, very important for your examination. So next, the renal tubule, the entire renal tubule covered with some network of blood capillaries. So the network of blood capillary will be called as a peritubular network. This peritubular network will joins to the venule, and again venule joins to the vein. So this vein will be called as a renal vein. So this is the structure of the renal vein. So peritubular network, where it comes from? It comes from efferent arteriole. Efferent arteriole, again it forms a peritubular network. Once again I will revise this entire topic in 1 minute. So nephron contains two parts. One is Malpighian body and the second one is renal tubule. Again Malpighian body contains glomerulus and Bowman's capsule. So efferent arteriole divide and forms a branch of blood capillaries. It will be called as a glomerulus. The glomerulus will gives a efferent arteriole. Efferent arteriole forms a capillaries of network which will form and around the renal tubule. Renal tubule has a PCT, loop of Henle, and DCT. Then these three parts enter into the collecting duct. Cells. What are the podocyte cells? So it was the answer for this question, podocyte cells. Then these are the fine pores between the podocytes cells. Allow the passage of the materials filtered the glomerulus. Next, flowcharts. Some flowcharts also I gave here. So PCT, loop of Henle, DCT, and collecting tubule. So next, efferent arteriole, peritubular network, venule and renal venue. Some flowcharts, if you practice this, you will remember for every day. It will very useful for your examination. So in your examination, these type of questions also given. So name the diagram and identify the parts A, B, C. What are the names of the parts? Here, have you remember this? What is the B? B is a Bowman's capsule. A is a distal convoluted tubule. C is a collecting jet. Here I gave some practice questions for you also. So these questions you will be practice. If you have any doubts, comment me in comment section. Thank you for watching this video. Please share this video and subscribe my channel. And if you like this video, please click on the like and click on the bell icon also. Thank you once again. Thank you for watching.